I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, justice. All right, motion approved. Last meeting's minutes.
I'll make a motion.
A second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. A motion approved the claims.
I'll make a motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Report of elections.
I'll make that motion.
Second, on favor. Aye. Jason? You ready? Yeah.
Good evening. I do have a few things to discuss with you guys. We've been cleaning up after the storm today, so we got some trees that get cleaned up after storm Friday night and Saturday. Had quite a few guys out Friday evening and Saturday morning, so that's been taken care of. Travis and I are going to be attending the road school at Purdue tomorrow and Wednesday, so we'll be up at Lafayette. You guys signed the agreement between Fountain County and Milestone for our community crossings project this year. So we'll start with contract negotiations with everybody. After our scoring process for our new cycle of bridge inspections, USI was awarded the highest score out of the 4 members that scored. So they're going to be continuing on with our bridge inspections for the years 2026 through 2029. And Katie Riker from USI is here. The packets I gave you for Bridge 103 and 105, just some information. I don't know if you want to present anything for them.
I don't specifically have anything to present. Jason and I went through the meetings together. He mentioned that there were 2 bridges that he wanted to get started on the design locally, and then the hopes of getting one to construction later this year and the other one to construction next year. They are on the priority list based on the bridge inspections and in need of repair or replacement. We put together task orders through the on-call and have given them to you both. I can answer any questions that you have.
These bridges are on Foster Road. The first one would be South Foster Road at 400. That would be the first one we'd be looking at doing. And we have some I-beams that it's in the notes there that we can possibly use since we already have them. They're 80 foot long. They're sitting in storage basically, so we can use them. And then the next one is just north of by 650. So those are where those are located. We had a lot of money in the budget this year for these since they're on the priority list. So just wanted to give you guys an update of what we're planning. But I believe USI would like to come speak at the next joint meeting.
Yeah, that's another option. So since we've been doing your bridge inspections for 1 cycle and been expected to continue with that, one thing that we've done for the highway department through the bridge inspections is help Jason come up with a priority list of here's the condition of your bridges and made recommendations about what should be addressed based on funding available, different types of grants that exist, and providing those recommendations. And it's something that Mike Obergefell, who's our president, and he's a big bridge nerd, frankly, has volunteered that if it would be helpful to kind of go through that spreadsheet together at a commissioner meeting, he would be happy to do that and kind of talk through and get feedback from you guys before we update it for this year. We try to update it at least once every other year, just because it's used to make big decisions on infrastructure projects. So we love your input before we begin the next round of updates.
Who's us? Going or?
If we can do the next joint meeting.
John,
maybe, yeah, that way council will be involved.
Everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
What's the date for that?
Oh, Kelly, are you coming to the next night, evening meeting for joint?
Yes, I'll be there.
Is the whole council gonna be there?
What date again?
Be.
Yeah.
April 21st.
They should be.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we can plan on that one, yeah.
Okay, one last thing, the Samsara, I know we had spoke on that, as he said you guys were okay with it, I didn't know if you wanted me to proceed with the agreement on that.
Is that going for the tracking set?
Yeah, the tracking of fleet management,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You're okay with that? Okay, I'll just go ahead and sign that, it's a 3-year contract, like I said, the first year will be $9,800 some dollars, and then the next 2 years will be $9,436.
Did you send that to me?
I did.
Okay.
That's the paperwork I gave to you.
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
Last meeting. Okay.
perfect.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Morning, whatever it is.
Just kind of give you an update, I gave a little bit of some information to the council last week. Our February collections was very well for February. Run numbers were around 200 calls for the month, which was about average. I talked to, or made them aware, we were having some difficulty with Medicaid. Finally, Katarina was able to talk with our representative. I think we may have that resolved, and now we can do it all online, and I think we're going to see a quicker turnaround on funding on that. So we're starting to see that right now. So I think we may, fingers crossed, may have that resolved. One thing you guys may not know, back when I first took over in 2013, there was a governmental ambulance payment adjustment process set up. So we get a certain amount of money from Medicaid when we bill, and then what they have found is somewhere they wrote it in the law that there was an additional amount that would come to county-owned facility or county-owned ambulance services. So I partnered with a law firm out of Indianapolis called Myers and Stauffer. What I do is I give them all of our data, like run numbers, our budget, what was sent out for the previous year. I have to turn it in by May 31st of this year for 2024. And they plug all that in, and they get a form, come back with a number, and it gives us, we usually get a additional amount of money on top of what we already got from Medicaid. And that's why it's called that governmental ambulance payment adjustment. So we have received funding from them since 2013 for the additional amount. It averages between 30 down, I've seen it as low as 13,000. Depends on how much we bill out for traditional Medicaid. Whoever has traditional Medicaid is what we bill for. For 2022, we are going to receive 20,636. So I got preliminary paperwork. I finalized that, and I'll get a final notice, and then we'll receive a check that will be received into the miscellaneous, like our normal monthly collections. So I believe they got the power load installed today for the ambulance. Aaron and I talked about that. We got that done. I don't have any news on the new ambulance right now. I will say it was supposed to went to the body shop 1st of March, but I've not heard anything yet. So I'm going to do a follow up this week on that. Other than that, that's all I've got.
Thank you, Garth.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you.
Okay.
Anybody else back there? There he is.
That Luke wanted me to let you know that he'll be contacting you tomorrow, Aaron, to lift the burn ban, send you a paper.
Yep, okay,
Okay, so we can get that taken care of tomorrow.
perfect.
Perfect. Thank you.
Move on. Additionals, treasurer for a copier. Can I get a motion to approve those?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're going to BCA appointments, motion for Christine May to replace, well, just put into the BCA.
Yeah, I'd make a motion to appoint Christine to the BZA.
I will second. On favor?
Aye.
ABC appointments, we have one open for Republicans. I would like to have a motion for Jessica Anderson in.
I'll make a motion to appoint Jessica to APC.
I have a second. On favor?
Aye.
Aye. And there are two more spots on the ABC, but they have to be Democrats. Which we're looking.
Yes.
All right, annex discussion. I would like to make, I'd like to make a motion to proceed on selling.
Yes, I'm gonna make a motion to proceed on the selling of the annex building.
Second that, in favor. Aye. There's also a contract with Barry Ritter that we need to dissolve, which is easy, we'll write that up. Yeah, we're not quite about that.
Nothing else.
Ethan, anything?
No,
All right.
no, nothing relates to that.
Well, open up to public comment if there is any. Yes, Sue?
Has Purdue Extension appointed anybody to the agency yet?
No.
But not.
So then, where is it gonna stand for the 27th meeting? Is there gonna be a quorum or not?
Yes, we have five.
We have 5, so we will have a
Yeah.
forum to be able to vote.
As long as everyone shows up, which I think. Everyone says they're showing up, so.
And I've spoken with the extension office a couple times that we've got some important things coming down the pipe, so need to find somebody.
His father passed away.
Yes.
By the way.
That's
Yes.
why I go see him. Yes, he's family's in, and that's all taking place tomorrow. So, yes.
Our condolences are with Tim and the family. It's very much so.
I have a question in regards to the extension of the solar moratorium.
It is, the wording is being formalized, finalized, and it's going to be brought back up to the APC meeting next Thursday evening.
Public comments for any subject.
Absolutely.
I had a couple things that I wanted to bring up. It's kind of just affects me personally. And Jason over here, the county highway. And just to give a little background, I live on County Road 100 North, just west of 41. And the county had, I think, maybe until last year, to get anything with dust control. And last time in front of my house was done with Walt Wilson, the superintendent. And the pavement that's there now was oil based, and it's held up for like, what, 25 years. It's done fairly well. When I was a kid, I had to take shots for dust. So and I grew out of it to an extent, but dust bothered me, okay? And I've tried to get something done for, I don't know how many years. And the last time Walt, before he retired, Mr. Peeper took over, I had 125 feet that I bought west of where, right in front of my driveway. And after 5 months, it got graded out because of a couple chuck holes up on the, where they joined up. So that's started a little bit of that friction with me anyway, with the county highway, because they graded it out, it should last 3 years, not 6 months. And when I paid for it. Well, it's went all these years and up until, about 4 or 5 years ago, I found a place, there's a flyer up in Warren County and this guy did dust control. I got that information. It took me 3 years to get him down here. The year before last, I had my, I paid $700 to get my, road, spray. And it's a vegetable oil base. And he said you had to put, you had to have it graded or, put some 73 or something down for it to sink in and it'll do better. And so I bought that. It cost me $700 with the gravel and stuff. I put it on myself on the highway and it did real good. If you, I know some of you were on the same commission last year, Jason will tell you. And Jason did real, I mean, Jason was real good with me. You know, he worked with me. But I don't know why this is still happening. It wasn't 6 months after I had sprayed, somebody on that county came over there and they dumped gravel right on top of it all the way west and completely covered it, which ruined it. So then I didn't have, I had to get it sprayed again. And if you remember, Jason was upset. He didn't know about it. And he came over and you guys reimbursed me $550 for the spray and the material that I put on the road. I don't know if you remember that, but anyway, he reimbursed me for it, but I still had to eat dust for another 8 months because from when I got it sprayed and it was 2 months after that, time frame wise, I had to eat dust again for another 8 months. I can't open my windows to my house. I can't open the windows to the garage. I have to put a mask on now because it doesn't bother me so bad when I mow the lawn because it sticks on that ground, on my grass. So I got it sprayed again this year or this past year. And I put another 50 feet on it. I told Jason, I said, I'm gonna put a marker down there because I don't know what the turnover is and I don't know who the grader guy is. I said, I'm gonna put a marker down there and I'm gonna put a sign on it. To don't dump or don't grade it. I immediately put the post in, and it took me about 4 or 5 months before I got the sign up. But it wasn't, and right where I got pictures here if you want to see these. From where I had dust control done, here in the wintertime, right after that, I mean, there was 30 chuck holes, 4 to 8 inches deep, and the county came and marked it. You can see their flags, the green flags, and they marked the thing. And once I assumed they were just going to go from their flags, you know, well, I had just put that sign up, and it had been probably a week to 10 days, and they came over there and they dumped their crushed limestone on my dust control pavement, the pavement, and covered it again. And then they took a grader and graded it off. And they did the 2 things that I asked them not to do, and they did it again. And now, and just because they graded it off and it's crushed limestone, I'm eating dust, just like I had did before. Excuse me, sir. You want to see the pictures where I got, and this is I told Jason that I would take care of the chuck holes on that pavement, so he wouldn't have to do anything. And I got material, that vegetable oil material to put in the chuck holes. This is what I did the week prior to it. These are about 1 inch deep, they're hardly anything. That's probably the worst chuck hole in my road. Yeah, so I'm walking down through the sign. There's the sign I put up. That was the flags that they were where it was terrible. I hadn't had people trash the soil on that road for a long time because of them about 30 chuck holes, and they're starting to reform again, I have a picture of that one. They're excited, but it just, I wasn't trying to be rude, or if, I feel like somebody just did, just to say screw you on your sign. Because there was no reason for anybody to put that, to cover that with crushed limestone over pavement, and there ain't a hole in it. And if there was, I was taken care of it. And now here's a picture from my house, and that's the dust out there that's created by that. Because it don't go off. And so, I don't mean to get upset here, but like I say, it's aggravating to me when it's bothers to my health. I can't open windows, and I paid $700 2 years ago. Well, you guys reimbursed me the $550, but I had to do it twice, and that should last 2 years before I should do anything. So, you want these? You're welcome to them.
Yeah.
And now I'm not gonna eat dust again until I get sprayed another time. I want it to stop. I want whoever's on that making the decision. There's no reason for them to spray that, to dump on pavement that I paid for. Normally the county, I 100%, it's their job to maintain it. But I gotta say in it now, because I ain't spending $600 and $700 every year for 6 months, and I gotta eat it because they're dumping on it for no good reason. Because there was no chuck holes in that thing whatsoever for them to justify that, in my opinion. So, another thing I got, I unfortunately live by a neighbor. Maybe you guys know him. And I know we still have an ordinance for trash dumping vehicles out in where they're exposed to, where it's seen from a public access. That's at least what, back when I was on the sheriff department for 23.5 years, so I kind of know how things go in here. And it's usually that ordinance is for the most egregious people that doing stuff that they shouldn't. Mark Beasley is my neighbor. Mark Beasley is the one that sit there and probably 3, 4, or 5 years ago, sit there and pulled every tire out from every roadside and creek bottom and stacked them at the end of the roads. And you guys the county had to sit there and tinker with them because they were stacked up 5 and 10 high. He said he's unemployable. He draws half a military pension. I don't know how he gets that, with that when he's able. This is in the last year, he's doubled the size of this. All in all, and it doesn't go anywhere. He picked it up, and I made a complaint the first week of January 2024 to the health department about this guy. But he's getting junk, garbage, it's garbage. And all the roadsides, and this is his front yard. I took these pictures from 41. He's dead center of the county, 41 and 100 Lord. And I called the health department. I talked to Eric up there. I talked to him for 3 calls. I called him 3 times in a 6-month period. He said he'd exhausted all his. He went to the judge, so I'm gonna make an appointment with the judge tomorrow and see why. Because the only thing my information was she told him to go back and ask him again. Now, I don't know how that's enforcing. If we're going to have ordinances like this, and I think he's egregious because I don't know how it works. He's just going to fill his whole yard with garbage, and I got to live by it. And my property value is going down because of this guy. That's my complaint there. And if he would just go a certain amount of time, and then cycle it out, and I wouldn't say that. I ain't going to be. Too crazy with it, but he doubled the size of it. He's corrected into the driveway right now with that. So, but I will get I'm going to get a hold of the judge and see if I can get an appointment with her and see if she'll do something. But I would ask respectfully if you guys think that's as much a problem as I do, and lowering all of our property values around here because of him, because there's no justifiable reason for him to be doing that, to help put pressure to get it done.
Anything else?
Anybody else?
Is new.
Yep. Make a motion to close the meeting. Next meeting will be April 7th at 9 a.m.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.
Yes, thank you.
Hopefully the 6 p.m. helps a little bit more people come.